Hey guys, Poncho's friend, Assassin Dave here. Reminding you to smash a like, guys. Don't forget to smash a like. I'll come for your families, guys. Hello everyone, my name is Poncho. I'm a content creator on YouTube and a Grandmaster tier Snorlax in Pokemon Unite. Now, I'm hard stuck 1850 right now, but that's beside the point. I'm a Master tier Snorlax one trick, and I'm gonna go through another tier list for you guys. Let's go ahead and just try to get through the awkward part first. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the moves and held items you can take into battle with you. I'm going to put them on this tier list. Up here is Snorlax needs these items no matter what, and down here it's like forget about it, right? So that goes for the moves as well. I mean, there's only 4 of those, so I'm just gonna mix it all together so we can just get all of this done at once. First of all, let me go ahead and start with something right away, okay? When I'm ranking these moves and held items, if I come across one that is gonna drastically change the scenario for every other item, or the meta, if you will, then I'm going to adjust it right then and there. I'm not gonna do it in time. So what I'm gonna do first, right when I first see it, I'm gonna rank it on its own, and if something from the meta pops up that's gonna buck it down, I'll tell you guys why, okay? So I'll adjust this on the fly. Don't, just because I put something in D tier doesn't mean it's gonna stay there, okay? Don't get too mad and just click away, even though you already saw the coolest part with the intro. I hope that was cool. I don't exactly remember it, but oh yeah, one more thing. If I were to say any names of other popular content creators in my genre, I like to do that a lot because I think it's hilarious. Zero chance that I have any ill will towards any of the guys that you might hear about in this video, okay? Except for Assassin Dave. That part's real. He really will come for your families. I don't even know how he got in here. So first things first, let's talk this, the elephant in the room, right? Heavy Slam. Number 1 question on my channel is why am I not taking Heavy Slam, right? Heavy Slam is a little bit situational, right? So for example, the Heavy Slam, I'm gonna give it B tier right now, okay? The reason that I'm giving Heavy Slam B tier, that's pretty high, okay? I actually think more lowly of this ability than I am putting it, but I agree with a lot of people. There's a lot of good stuff about it. For example, when I was very early in my career, I was like streaming veteran games, dude. I'm not even joking. But I did make a really cool video about objective stealing. I got on there with Snorlax at every level and tried to steal Rotom over and over and over again by lowering it myself, trying to guess how low I could get it and make that chunk disappear perfectly, right? If you are behind, right, the game is not going very well, Heavy Slam is going to be really important because you're going to have to just bide your time until you can get the Zapdos. The reason that it's not higher, you're thinking it's a Zapdos stealing god, isn't it S tier? Well, it's not really, right? Because if you take this, then you aren't going to be able to clear wild Pokemon really quickly, in my opinion. When you're playing from behind, you want to take Heavy Slam. First of all, it's kind of difficult to just make that judgment, especially in this weird Pokemon universe where everything is so dynamic all the time, right? The second reason that I think that is bad is because you can't power farm. When you're behind, like we're saying you are in this scenario, you would want to go power farm Piglets, power farm jungle, try to steal the enemy's jungle really quickly and then run away with X speed hilariously laughing, right? So have you ever thrown a ball, you're playing dodgeball and you got 2 enemies over there and you're like, oh, I'm gotta hit one, and then you don't really aim and then you hit neither? That's kind of what Heavy Slam is like for me. I love it to death. I'm a Heavy Slam player at heart, but in this meta, in this booga booga, you gotta jump out and kill people and surprise them. You need Flail for that, okay? Yeah, these are just better. What? Name one since what? Second thing on the list. Yeah, we better just do the moves first, right? Don't get too mad. Okay, this is D tier. It might be D tier. This is gonna go lower later, right? Relative to everything on this tier list so far, Yawn is S tier. It is an AoE crowd control for like that long, bro. It's ridiculous. And if you are slapping people right when you use Yawn on them, you actually interrupt it. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Yawn. I used to run Yawn and Heavy Slam when I first started playing. And what you do is you can Heavy Slam them up, right? I didn't know about score shield. So then I would Yawn right on them and I would only keep 20 coins in my pocket. If you only have 20 coins and you don't slap them with damage right after you Yawn, you can score 20 on them. It was my version of score shield before I found out how busted that is. Spoiler alert, that's why Yawn is going to go down in tier later. Let's keep it going though. I love Yawn to death. It's so great. It's so great when you just get the whole team. They think they're doing something and then you just hit 4 guys with that. Whoa. Isn't that how it sounds? That's right. You're so cool, brother. Thanks for hanging out with me. Snorlax! Alright, okay. Oh, did you get that voicemail that Sir Patrick Stewart left?
Snorlax! You are a complicated man. I would love to do mushrooms with you.
It's funny, right? Alright, back to the shit.
Whoa.
Flail's actually S tier. Flail is better than Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam can be situationally argued for, but in terms of anything happening on Eos Island, you're gonna want Flail 9 out of 10 times. Because on one hand, right, if you have a Decidueye or a Cinderace partner, your Decidueye hits all their buttons correctly, the Cinderace hits his buttons all correctly, then you can pop people really easily, then you walk away like, oh man, what's good? But if you have any problem with teammate and you Heavy Slam onto a carry, what the carry is gonna do is shoot you in the face, and you're gonna go down crying, and you're gonna be going, help me! See my pings video to find out why that's a bad idea, by the way. So Flail is like the ultimate solo queue carry tool for Snorlax, right? Because people don't understand what it does. Snorlax is designed in a very special way. This is like a League of Legends character called Olaf. When his HP is lower, his life steal on his Flail powered auto attacks goes up, and the damage also goes up. If you see hilarious clips of Zugrug one-shotting a Decidueye, that's because he has low HP and he probably did a crit like cheese type build, right? Because if you do double damage on a 1500 auto attack slap, they're gonna pop a lot of people, right? It's just so good. It's so good. The only problem is, right, this is a game based around Zapdos as of right now. So if you have Flail, showing up to the Zapdos pit is actually a really bad idea. My team on my stream gets mad at me about this all the time, but the problem is that I could show up for the team fight, and if they all politely clump together, right, I can slap the crap out of them. If they don't politely clump together, I have to use X speed and my shield, or I have to use a lot of positioning tricks and like try to hide for a while. If it's a very dangerous waste of time, I always have a panic attack when I have Flail and I'm stuck in the Zapdos pit, right? Unless my other guy has a huge crowd control, you know, then I just go and bat, 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 I get a pentakill, everyone subscribes, right? So Flail can hold you back in terms of the meta, right? So let's go ahead and right off the bat put this down to A, okay? Yawn is way better than Flail. I mean, if like Yawn did, I'll get into that later. Okay, let's get back to the real stuff. Here we go. Block, right? Situationally, in terms of raw substantial power, this is down here. This might even be down here. And I use block every day myself, I know, but you gotta bear with me because I'm gonna explain it all right. Like if block by itself, right, you're probably gonna comment like, well, if you take X speed, exactly, right? Full heal or X speed, you can cancel a lot of the debilitating nerfs you get when you use lock, right? Block is a skill shot though. That's what people don't understand. It can be messed up. It can mess up your enemy Rotom right into your goal. It's very dangerous. Very hilarious if your teammates are trolling, but very dangerous, right? And block slows you down. It makes you unable to move as quickly, which for like, I mean, if you have Heavy Slam, that's fine, but then that means you used block and Heavy Slam, which means you're a bag of HP now, right? You're just gonna be stuck wherever you land, hoping Decidueye like moves their map, which, spoiler alert, nope, right? Score Shield. Watch this. This is going to be hilarious. S tier. But that's because Score Shield is S tier on any person in solo queue. But what Score Shield does is interesting. Watch. First of all, it makes this go down. Oh, not that. Score Shield existing in this game makes this ability go down here. Yawn is really good for either goalpost. It's good for getting a goal of 20 points or less into the enemy goal, and it's also really good for stopping a person from scoring and then you slap them. The problem is that Score Shield, as it exists right now, is not interrupted by traditional crowd control. A thing that would interrupt one of your channeled abilities, how about the knock up from when you jump off the jump pad, right? That doesn't interrupt a Score Shield unless you do damage to them. Yawn does not interrupt Score Shield. You have to do enough damage to pop the shield. A Ralt's stun. What's another good stun, right? Jigglypuff's sleep can't interrupt a Score Shield. She has to do damage. Crowd control does not interrupt Score Shield in the traditional sense. Yawn is crowd control in a traditional sense. It suddenly moves down to C tier in that scenario. But the interesting side effect of this is that crowd control, because this move is one of the only moves in the game. If you use block correctly, you have to use X speed too. I should probably keep on mentioning that as a caveat. I always take X speed because it interrupts the slowdown from block that you get. Sauce McGavin does the full heal instead. That's a way to live your life. I respect it. But the point of it is that you can move quickly enough with this that if they're charging their Score Shield, you bonk them with the shield. You know how when Snorlax bonks you with the shield, you go for a second. Score Shield, you notice if a Snorlax is pushing you with his shield, it doesn't stun you if you have Score Shield charging. It just scoots you. But what happens if you physically scoot them off of the goalpost is their channel stops charging and they're unable to score because they're physically off the goalpost. That is one of the best ways to counter Score Shield, which is why I think Snorlax with block and X speed or full heal is a very good person to take in solo queue. Ooh, now we're getting into fun stuff, right? The scope lens, right? This will all change range later, right? So Scopelands in and of itself, right? This is going to be A tier. That's huge. This, because if you have this Flail, I mean, okay, so it's only huge if you have Flail. So Flail's already on the board, so that would adjust my opinion of this. I'm going to put this down here. It's like that. It's like situationally, yeah, it could be hilarious, but you know, at what cost, right? This is often used in combination with Flail because double damage on a Flail attack when you're low HP is ridiculous. You can literally one-shot Decidueye. You go watch a Zugrug compilation of Decidueye getting one shot right now, and then come back to the video, okay? Interesting. I love this. Okay, let me first get this one out the way, right? This is an S tier necessary Snorlax item all the way. I've tried a lot of troll builds with Snorlax, brother. I've even tried AP Wizard special attack Snorlax with Shell Bell, special attack specs and choice specs, but I thought that the healing from Shell Bell would scale off Flail, and it does not. So I was trying to use Heavy Slam. It was a terrible build. My point being, I've tried a lot of stuff, and if you don't have this red belt here in your build, it's not going to even feel like Snorlax. You could probably do a cheeky, cool thing, right? But it would be cheeky and cool, which means it probably isn't consistent or good, right? So you have to have that up here. This is even more important than this. This actually makes this go down if you compare it really, because Snorlax can't do anything without this. This is your bread and butter, because you need to be low HP for Flail to work, right? And also you need to be a tank if you have Heavy Slam, so it's pretty much necessary no matter what. And what this does here, when this is necessary like this up on the board, is that it makes things like even. So obviously this is a good, I take Energy Amplifier on my Smurf account if I have my teammates with me and I make sure one of them takes Score Shield. The problem with this is, if you see, because I need to have this, right? I need to have this, and you know, I used to need to have this, but nowadays I almost also even need to have this, right? So when I have this, it's taking up one of my precious Holy Trinity slots, right? Which means I can't abuse Score Shield, or I can't Buddy Barrier. I have to make a tough choice. So that gets it down to like, it's like a Scope Lens. It's like cheese, but I personally think it's a little better than Scope Lens. So I'm going to put Scope Lens cheese down here. Yeah, that seems right. Scope Lens and Yawn, they're kind of cheese, but they're really tough if you cheese correctly, right? These things are like situationally really huge. Flail, and well, you need Flail. You need Flail for Energy Amplifier to work. I need to put that caveat in, because the way that you do the Energy Amplifier build, if you haven't watched my stream, is that you use your ultimate, Energy Amplifier buff pops off, and then you tap your Flail, and Flail interrupts your ultimate, and you can immediately start slapping 21% extra damage on Flail when you're low HP, because you have the shield, right? So the idea is you get in there, they think they're going to kill you, let them get you to lowest HP as possible, and then you ultimate. The shield protects you for long enough to just start swinging. Probably got a clip of it, right? So yeah, moving right along here, I guess this belt right here is why everything just moved. Buddy Barrier, pretty much, like, it would be it would have to be a very special situation. Like, I knew what the enemy team was going to pick if I didn't take Buddy Barrier, right? Buddy Barrier, I know that you think in solo queue that's probably a bad item, you know, but Buddy Barrier gives you a shield too. And when you have low HP, you're gonna slap the crap out of people, right? So shields are better than healing for you, hands down. The idea is to get low with Snorlax, with Flail, pop a big shield or two, and then start slapping people. And then that's what makes really well. This right here and this right here is my personal, like, I have to have that in my build, in my opinion, right? But let's go right here. This is going to be interesting, right? This is a different item than I've ever heard. This is this is a Zugrug build right here. So let's start talking about all of this now, okay? We got Zugrug, we got Sauce McGavin, we got your boy Poncho down here, see? So Zugrug, the build that I respect the most out of any other Snorlax content creator, very cool. If you're in low elo and you're trying to climb with Snorlax, or if you want to mess around in high elo, you should try this. It's not exactly cheese, even with this, bro. Like, this is what Zugrug takes when he takes Flail Snorlax, and it pops people, dude. The crit, the little bit of crit, he found a very good combination, right? Now, a lot of people have tried different builds. Weakness policy. I've even seen that Razor Claw used. I tried to use Razor Claw myself. It was a gimmick. It's bad. And the only reason it's bad is because this, like, any cheese build would be fine, right? But the problem is that this exists, and this exists, and this exists. Right? This one's not so bad. I understand this one existing in a normal video game, but these two things, this and this, are like, they're just so broken. It doesn't mean that these are bad, right? It just means that if there's a better option, it's like picking between, okay, do you want to do a lot of damage with crit? Would you like to do a lot of damage auto attacks normal? Or would you like to win the game? You know, it's like, it's just so busted that you have to take it. Sauce McGavin is a great example of that, right? He has, as far as I can tell, I mean, I was trying to figure out I looked up Sauce McGavin build because I can't really tell. Sometimes he takes Flail and his build might be a little different. I don't think anyone should doubt his build and his knowledge, and having to have changed my build to be more like his as I try to escape 1700 and now I'm stuck 1850, it's helped a lot to be more like Sauce McGavin in a lot of sense. This guy understands the meta is powerful, right? And so he's just going with the meta to be able to become powerful. This guy tried to find a cool way to subvert the meta, and he almost did. But they both have this weird problem where they aren't like, so they understand, like Sauce McGavin understands Score Shield, right? The abuse of Score Shield is so great, but Block is one of the only abilities that can safely counter Snore, right?
Snorlax.
But like if you're trying to counter a Score Shield, you have to be able to do enough damage, right? Or displace them off of the pad. Snorlax with Flail and Block can do both of those things. My plan when I take Flail often depends on me not getting the Zapdos. I know that sounds crazy, but what it does depend on really well, and I succeed at a lot, and people keep coming back to the stream because they think it's really cool and smart, and you should too, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday Central Time, is that I have Flail so that I can always be on the jump pad and jump to a person who has a Score Shield and slap the crap out of them. I can also jump to a person that has a Score Shield and push them off if they try to do a crazy Mamoswine combo with their buddy barrier, right? So it's a perfect middle ground for solo queue. I think this guy's very right in that, Block and Heavy Slam are bread and butter. They will always work, and these things, these items that he takes will always be very powerful with a little Flail on the side. This guy with his very cool, I love the hell out of any non-meta, I don't give a crap guys, right? So this guy gets my respect all day long. The only thing I don't really agree with is the Yawn, because it's just so debilitating when they just have Score Shield and it goes, oh, sorry, but this guy can slap their whole Score Shield off with this build, so I'm sure he doesn't run into that much. Finally, I guess so I should probably tell you guys exactly how my stuff goes, right? So let's go ahead and get the last one on here. So this is, I take a Flail, I take Block, like I mentioned, I'm a big Block sing-song fan, okay? And then I also take Energy Amplifier and Focus Band, and recently I've been taking Buddy. I actually like Score Shield. So here's the thing, I'm also situational with it, right? If your goal, if you have someone on your team that you know for sure has Score Shield, Energy Amplifier becomes a very healthy option for doing a split, because you can ultimate and kill. It takes 3 people to kill Snorlax with this on. I'm not joking. You can I have thousands of clips of it. You can check my stream. Let's see. But I am the same way as Sauce McGavin in that I have this and this as necessary. And this is like, if I'm try-harding recently, I have been abusing this as well. It's just too powerful, guys. Don't neglect your Score Shield. So in conclusion, after all is said and done, I think Block is an S tier for the same reason that Score Shield is an S tier, because it's just busted and this counter's busted, right? Sauce McGavin, S tier content creator. Zugrug, S tier content creator. Poncho, probably in the D tier. That's fine though, because I'm working my way up, guys. Thanks for supporting me all the way through. Flail is gonna be, at the end of the day, it's gonna be A tier. I would target it a little less than Block, but it's gonna be A tier because it's just gonna be so, like, having your independence and autonomy in solo queue is so important to your mental well-being that Flail can make you feel better when you're sad. Heavy Slam, it's like you need your friend's permission to be good, but Flail, you can do it all by your dang self, so Heavy Slam is gonna be a little bit below Flail. Muscle Band is going to be, let me move me over here. I'm gonna put Muscle Band probably on the C tier, right? Because we can't have it interrupting the very important stuff like this, right? This would be like, you need this. This would be like, probably need it. It's pretty good, so this would all, and then this is probably like, yeah, that's cheese, right? So there's a little cheesy layer here. I'm gonna put my own item in the cheese layer too. Sorry, Energy Amplifier, I love you. So yeah, I guess I hope that was helpful. I just tried to crap out one real quick, and I'm gonna try to make more content later. I have a lot of different ideas. Let me know in the comments if you guys think there's any overlooked items that I should relate next, because I just tried to get the main ones that everyone debates about out of the way to try to help the culture and everything. So don't forget to like and subscribe. See me stream 11 2. See ya. I love you all. Peace. Yeah, these are just better. What? Name one. Did what?